The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we'll be performing a full features inspection and performance evaluation on the Four Winds Horizon 290, powered by a pair of 300 horsepower Evinrude E-TEC G2 outboards. Let's start our inspection from the operator's perspective. The helm design is much more upscale than we usually see. The dash eyebrow is dark gray vinyl that prevents light from reflecting in the windshield. Accent stitching is white. The single multifunction display is surrounded by a carbon fiber-like effect, and the base is brushed metal. If it had a high lip, we could put our smartphone there. We like the aviation-style toggle switches with activation lights to either side of the deluxe wrapped wheel. On the armrest to starboard is the Evinrude Icon 2 Premium dual binnacle control featuring digital throttle and shift. Forward is the Evinrude iDock joystick. The 28-inch wide helm seat is wider than most in class, and it and the companion seat have a full-width bolster. The helm seat is electrically adjustable, something we usually don't see in this size boat, and it's on a fiberglass base, which makes it much more solid than one on a pedestal. The footrest is properly angled for the operator's feet, and there's storage below the helm seat. Now let's check out the performance. The boarding platform acts as a bracket for mounting the twin Evinrude 300 horsepower E-TEC G2 outboards. The full-beam swim platform is 32 inches fore and aft. With the Evinrude iDock system, the boat can be low-speed navigated virtually in any direction. Performance is not simply about the boat's design, it's about a function of power, and the Four Winds Horizon 290 test boat was powered by twin Evinrude 300 horsepower E-TEC G2 outboards. The E-TEC G2 technology allows for exceptionally clean rigging. With the steering integrated into the midsection just below the powerhead, there are no hydraulic cylinders, rams, or hydraulic hoses to clutter up the transom. The Horizon 290 has a length overall of 30 feet 1 inch, a beam of 9 feet 5 inches, and a dry weight of 8,500 pounds. With 67% fuel aboard, 2 people, and 50 pounds of gear, we had an estimated test weight of 10,522 pounds. With the engines turning 5,950 RPM, the Four Winds Horizon 290 reached a top speed of 57.8 miles per hour. Best economic cruise was reached at 3,500 RPM, running at 31.3 miles per hour. At that speed, the 14.3 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 2.2 miles per gallon and a range of 237 statute miles. This was calculated while still holding back 10% of the boat's 120 gallon total fuel capacity. At 4,000 RPM, we recorded 37.8 miles per hour and only paid a fuel penalty of 1/10 of a mile per gallon. This is probably where most people will run the boat when conditions permit. Now, when we compare this performance to other bow riders in class that we've tested with both sterndrive and outboard engines, we find the Horizon 290 has 6 inches more greater beam and is several thousand pounds heavier than all but one other vessel. Nevertheless, none was faster than the 57.8 mile per hour we recorded at 5950 RPM. That says a lot about both the engines and the hull shape of the Horizon 290. When it comes to fuel consumption at best cruise, she was the same or better than both sterndrive and other outboard-powered boats. These are remarkable numbers. Our acceleration test recorded planing speed at an average 4.3 seconds and accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 5.6 seconds with minimal bow rise. The test was conducted in calm conditions on a freshwater lake. However, with the Four Winds Horizon 290 sharp bow entry and 21-degree dead rise at the transom and significant displacement, she should be a top performer in coastal conditions as well. Now let's continue our boat inspection. The foredeck has 7-inch pull-up cleats and navigation lights. A large trapezoidal hatch with gas assist struts leads to the anchor locker. The through-the-stem anchoring system was designed for a Bruce-style claw anchor, and it, along with the power windlass with a remote and anchor washdown, are optional. A plastic plate to starboard gives minimal access to the road locker. A snubber adds safety in case of accidental windlass release. We recommend all of this optional gear for a well-founded boat. The starboard side forward seating forms an L-shaped bench that wraps around the bow and can be used as a forward-facing lounge seat. Built into the side is a speaker, armrest, grab rail, and cup holders. Stainless steel grab rails are strategically placed for additional safety. On the inboard side of the lounge, backrests are built with armrests that raise and lower. A clever feature is that the backrest on the lounge seat raises and lowers for adjustable comfort, the only one we've seen in class doing this. To port is an extra-wide forward-facing seat. This is ideal for people who don't want to sit with legs stretched out forward in the chaise position. A large rectangular side-mounted table makes an alfresco dining area for 4 people and is one of the important entertainment features of the boat. To convert the forward seating to a large sun pad, simply put the 3 high-density polyethylene inserts in place, followed by the upholstered cushions to complete the sun pad. With the inserts and filler cushions in place, the forward cockpit becomes a large sun pad with high bolsters or backrests all around. Under the forwardmost seating is storage with locking hinges on the lifting portion of the seat. There's additional storage under the port seating. For those cold mornings, the Four Winds Horizon 290 has a 21-inch wide walkthrough with lower 2-section air dam with 2 magnets to keep them open and 2 interconnected latches to keep them closed. The windshield walkthrough closes with the 2 latches to make it secure. Note how the windshield header is stainless steel. The entry to the starboard side cabin is in the side of the helm console. The hatch to enter is 16 inches wide by 36 inches high. Entering the console, there are 2 steps down. The overhead is 4 feet 11 inches. By adding an insert and cushion at the head of the berth, there's room to lay down for 1 person for an afternoon nap. A hull-side window illuminates the interior. An opening port light inboard is for fresh air and more natural light. Outboard is a cubby for stuff and a hard surface counter. The port companion console has the audio component controls with a 12-volt port, dual USB charging ports, and a combo USB audio connector and audio port. The top of the console lifts to provide ventilation to the head below, something that's welcome and unusual in class. Built into the bulwark on the outboard side of the companion seating is an armrest and 2 drink holders. The armrest opens to reveal storage for incidental items. Forward is a grab rail, a built-in JL audio tweeter, and lower built-in stereo speaker. Inside the port console is a full head, and our test boat had the vacuum flush toilet. There's also a hard surface counter with sink and storage below. The entry hatch measures 22.5 inches by 36 inches, and inside the compartment there's 5 feet 1 inches of headroom. The port side hull window provides ambient light. All the control switches are mounted on the bulkhead outboard of the head, and this is one of the best arrangements we've seen, and is one of the few boats in class that has a ventilation fan. Next to the controls is a pull-out trash receptacle. Our only suggestion is to move the toilet paper dispenser from behind the toilet. Otherwise, this is one of the best executed heads we've seen in class. Between the helm seat and the companion seat is index storage for a cooler. The Four Winds Horizon 290 test boat had the optional tow sport arch that's 77 inches above the cockpit deck. A wet bar is situated directly after the helm seat that has a refrigerator on one side and a trash receptacle on the other. The countertop has a stainless steel sink and drink holders. On the back side of the wet bar is the shore power switches behind a metal door. The shore power connector is mounted outboard of the starboard side. The table can be set up on the port side of the aft cockpit. There's dedicated table storage inside the port side bench seating, which opens with a gas assist strut. There are battery connectors under the same seat with the table-mounted stereo speaker mounted outside on the riser. Integrated into the starboard quarter bulwark by the transom walkthrough are the handy battery switches, a pair of AC outlets, a JL audio speaker, and a stereo remote. The port side settee wraps around in the forward-facing aft bench seating. There's aft-facing transom seating that's ideal to be used when the boat is at anchor or beached. The backrest electrically adjusts to allow for a 34-inch fore and aft sun pad that can be used while underway because of the security of the movable backrest. Under the transom bench seat, where sterndrive engines would normally be, there's abundant storage. This is an ideal place for water toys, boards, and equipment of all kinds. Note the 2 3/4-inch steel braces that connect the transom with the stringer grid, which is glass to the bottom. Thus, the stress of the outboards is spread throughout the boat's bottom. Curtains that snap in block off hard-to-reach areas and contain gear in the compartment. This arrangement is lighter than a fiberglass liner and permits unlimited access. Inside the aft seat storage on the port side is the freshwater 20-gallon tank. There's an expansive underdeck access to the 120-gallon fuel tank. It's made of polyethylene, which is preferred to aluminum because it won't corrode. On deck, moving from the cockpit to the SWIP platform, there are 2 steps up to the 16-inch wide transom walkthrough. There are 2 steps down to the swim platform. This platform with the aft-facing bench seat is a comfortable place to launch water sports, and there's plenty of room for movement port and starboard. Incidentally, the Evinrude outboards now come in white along with other colors. We found the Four Winds Horizon 290 outboard to be a premium vessel, as she compares very favorably with virtually every other boat in class. Powering this boat with a pair of Evinrude 300 horsepower E-TEC G2 outboards gives her better performance than comparable sterndrive boats and most other outboard models as well. And that's my features inspection and performance evaluation of the Four Winds Horizon 290. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.